everyone, it's Enjoy English School.
Yo!
Today is February 9th. We're on pages 20 and 21 in your magazine. We're on day 1 of the features article, and it's called Comfort Objects.
没错，我们今天要介绍的专题特写呢，主题就是小贝贝心理学。你说啊，什么是小贝贝？就是那种带在身上让你给你安全感的那种小贝贝啊。好，所以提到安全感，我们的英文标题是 Comfort Objects。有的时候你会听到 Comfort Food， 好，那种疗愈的那种美食。好 ，Comfort Object 就是给你提供这种舒服、舒适感的，我们可以用 Comfort 这个字哦。
So, Comfort Objects honestly is not a real exciting title, but it's very clear. It's like, okay, here's this thing that makes little kids and babies feel happy. They like to hold it. Let's look at our subtitle today. Finding Safety in Something Soft.
没错，我们的副标题呢叫做 Finding Safety in Something Soft， 柔软小物给我安全感。好，我们这边提到这个主题的话，会让我想到 something that is fluffy， 好，就觉得可以很好抱很好摸那种枕头啊那种东西，真的是很可爱。
All right, and with that, let's hear our story, and when we come back, we have paragraph 1. Okay, friends, let's look at our first paragraph here. Many children have an item that they love.
好，我们来看第一段的第一句话哦，他就说到了许多孩子呢都拥有一件他们钟爱的物品。Many children have an item that they love。我们这边碰到 item 这个字，这个字给我的感觉就是一种非常明确的，每个人都有他各自喜欢的特定的物品。我记得我们之前的单元曾经有介绍过 item, stuff 或者 things， 对不对？我们有提到 item 这个字给人的感觉是很特定很明确的感觉，在这边我们又碰到这个字咯。
That's right. Item is 最明确. It's the most specific. And then things is just 最一般. And then we have stuff, which is like the most
乱七八糟.
That's exactly right. Now, in our title, we have the word object. An object is more closely related to item. Let's continue to our next sentence here. This item, this object can be a blanket, pillow, stuffed animal, or any other soft object.
好，所以这个东西可以给人家安全感的，或者是他们喜欢的，任何的小朋友喜欢的东西呢 can be a blanket,pillow, stuffed animal, or any other soft object. 好，任何的可能是毯子啦、枕头啦，或是那种填充玩具啦，还有任何其他东西都有可能是这种安全感小物。
Now, Anthony, I want to ask you, and of course, Yeya Wen Neiman, did you have a comfort object when you were little? What was it, for example? Did it have a name?
Yeah. I think I remember telling you that I had a teddy bear.
Right.
Yeah, as a kid, right? We were talking about the Christmas pig.
Was it that recently?
大概是2个月前吧，我们有提到这个那个圣诞小猪。那时候我记得你有问过同样的问题，然后我那时候有提到说我有一个那个小的泰迪熊，然后你问我说这个熊有名字吗？有，它的名字叫泰迪。
泰迪 I think it's Bobo for some reason, but I think 那个 Simpsons actually is Bobo the teddy bear. I had so it mentions, I think that's right, Pig. I said I had Kermit, a green frog, and I carried him everywhere. I also had a green pillow that I like to sleep and rub. I really like to rub it, and it felt really nice in my hands. And so I didn't carry it, but I like to sleep with it.
Yeah, 所以说老师当初呢，还有这次有跟我们讲说，他的这个安全感小物当初是科米蛙 Kermit the Frog， 还有一个绿色的小枕头，他好喜欢这样子边睡然后边磨他的小枕头，他感觉好舒服这样。
So let's continue to our next sentence here. This type of item or object is called a comfort object.
好，他就告诉你说，像这样的东西呢，就被称之为 comfort object， 也就是我们的主题安全感小物。
Now, we can cut comfort into 2 words, 2 nice Latin words. C-O-M means together, and F-O-R-T is Latin for strong, so fortis. So we have strong together. If you feel strong together, you can relax And if you relax, you can feel comfortable.
所以在这边的话 comfort 这个字它有2个字根组成哦，前面那个 C-O-M means together 一起，然后 fort 意思就是指 strong。如果说你跟这个东西在一起的时候，你就会觉得自己很强大，你会觉得很放松，然后呢你就会觉得很舒服 comfortable.
That's right. Perhaps the most common kind of comfort object is a security blanket.
好，接下来下句告诉你说 Perhaps the most common kind of comfort object is a security blanket. 说不定呢，我们最常见的一种安全感小物呢，就是小被被。就是你只要带着这个被被的话，你就觉得闻着上面的味道好安心这样的感觉。
So this is a tricky word. Let's say it twice. Security. Security. Security is usually uncountable. It can be 可数 but not 它的意思不一样。Let's continue to our next sentence. Security blankets are often small, soft blankets that children take with them wherever they go.
好，所以在这边他告诉你说 Security blankets are often small, soft blankets that children take with them whenever they go. 让我想到好像在那个史努比里面
Right.
有一个小男生叫 Niles 吧还是谁 Linus 对，他就会天天带着这个毯子，然后天天背着，然后他的姐姐会笑他这样子。
That's funny because when Charles Schulz, the author of Peanuts Snoopy cartoon, he created Linus.The idea of a security blanket being a good thing for kids was a pretty new idea. He didn't invent the security blanket, but he helped to make it more known for most people.
所以说在当时的时候，这个小贝贝啦变成是一个安全感来源那样的概念，在当时还不是特别的流行。但是呢，角色人物里面出现这样子的一个行为，有小朋友这种需要安全感小物这件事情。
I wonder what kids many thousands of years ago would use as a comfort blanket or a comfort object. They didn't have soft blankets. They didn't have teddy bears. They didn't have toys at all. Think like ji qian, yin qian, right? Like what did they use? There's not a lot of soft stuff. They didn't do a rock, right? They maybe could find feathers or soft, maybe grasses, something soft, right? Because they want something soft that will make them feel warm and safe.
没错没错，然后老师就问到说几千年以前的小朋友他们没有这种柔软小物的时候，他们是怎么样找到他们的安全感小物呢？是毛皮吗？还是说其他是那种草一样的东西呢？真的是让人想不到呢。
我知道很古老的人 they would make grass dolls. They could make dolls out of grass. Maybe they would hold it. I wonder. I really curious. I wish I could find out. I wish I could know.
没错，可能呢老师提到说也许他们以前的人他们会用那个草来编织成娃娃，可能用这种方式去做吧，但是他也没有实际的去查一下到底是什么，实在是蛮想知道这件事情的。
All right, let's continue here. Many children can't sleep without their security blankets or other comfort objects.
哇，这句话就告诉你了，很多小朋友呢如果没有他这些安全感的这种小被被啊或是其他这些安全感小物的话，他们可是睡不着觉的哦。哇，可见这个柔软的小物真的很重要。
So I read a report. According to this report, 40% of people in the US, the United States, they still sleep with a teddy bear. But who did this study? There's this really expensive, fancy teddy bear company called Build-A-Bear in the U.S., and they said that 40% of Americans still sleep with a bear. I kind of don't believe them. I think they just want to make it seem normal to make a bear and sleep with it.
OK 老师要提到说一个
They lied to us.
很有趣的一个研究，他就说了据报道指出呢，有40%的美国人，40%的美国人呢，他们已经变成年人咯，他们还会跟着他们的泰迪熊睡觉。然后老师就会想说，那到底是谁去做这项研究呢？就发现到研究的资料来源是一家很大的泰迪熊公司。然后老师觉得说有点不太相信，他是搞不好你是希望大家觉得现在都已经是大人了，跟这个泰迪熊睡觉也是一个很平常的事情，
对啊，
你是想卖泰迪熊而已吧？
对啊，我那个泰迪熊公司是对，大家都跟那个泰迪熊一起睡觉。
没错
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you. 不太相信。
Okay, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we got paragraph 2. Okay, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on page 20 and 21. I want to be clear. before I said I don't believe 40% of Americans sleep with teddy bears. 我没有说 that's wrong or bad. I mean, I need to hold a pillow when I sleep. Probably like when I was a little boy. I have to hold a pillow. If I don't hold it, even if I'm hot, I can't sleep. And so I believe people sleep with a teddy bear. I just don't believe Build-A-Bear. Like, 我不相信这个公司。
没错没错。
They're lying to me.
所以说，老师像自己的话，他其实很喜欢抱着枕头睡。基本上呢，就算是天气很热的时候，抱枕头睡很舒服。如果说你今天不抱枕头睡的话，其实不太容易睡得着。所以说，老师说的事情是说，我相信美国人可能40%的美国人他们在睡觉的时候，他们也许会抱着什么东西睡觉。但是你跟我讲说他们都是抱着泰迪熊睡的，那其实说在你只想卖我泰迪熊而已。
Yeah, I really think it's just about buying teddy bears. Anyways, let's look at our second paragraph. Comfort objects are also called transitional objects.
好，这边的话，第二段它第一句话有出现一个比较特殊的一个说法哦。Comfort objects are also called transitional objects. 好，它这个安全感小物还有另外一个名称，也被称呼为过渡性的一个客体。好，在这边的话，这个过渡性 transitional 这个字的话，我们把 al 去掉，就会看到 transition， 它等于是从一个阶段到另外一个阶段的一个过渡这样的感觉，所以它这边变成一个形容词的形态。好，它叫做过渡性客体哦。
Oh, Anthony is so smart. 他就知道 we can cut this word into 3 pieces. Trans means change. T-I-O-N 的意思是 it's a noun. 但是它加 A-L. Now it's an adjective. So we can, if you know these, your English you can kind of guess what a word is. 它的指性应该是什么。Let's continue. They help children shift from being dependent on their parents to being an independent person.
好，我们来看这句话的话，我希望你先把 shift from 先把它圈起来，然后搭配到后面什么 being dependent on their parents to 好，把这个 shift from 跟 to 都把它先圈起来，它是 shift from one thing to another. 好了，我们来看前面的部分，他说 being dependent on their parents 就是依赖父母，然后呢 to being an independent person 就是很独立的，你会在这边看到 dependent 好，就是依赖的，前面加上 in 之后呢，就变成 independent 就是独立不依赖的。好，在这边的话，这是一个重要的字词汇。他们呢有了这个过渡的客体，有这个安全感小物，可以帮助孩子从原本依赖父母的状态，慢慢长成一个独立的大人，不再依赖父母。
So Anthony just told us about transitional objects, J-W-A-L. It's an adjective. You can highlight A-L and write A-D-J. And now let's look at dependent and independent. 他们结为 E-N-T. 这个 N-T is a super big hint that this is also an adjective. It could be A-N-T, E-N-T, but 那个 N-T is like, hey, I'm an adjective.
Yeah.
Let's continue here. When a child is alone, they may feel scared.
好，接下来告诉你说，当一个小孩子他是孤孤单单一个人的时候呢，他们可能会感到害怕。一个人的时候 ，when a child is alone， 如果你听到 alone 的话，它就是个体上是一个人。另外还有一个字我想分享一下，就是 lonely。lonely 的话是心理上的孤单的感觉。When you are alone。Maybe you are not lonely. 也许你在看书啊，对不对？你可能觉得并不会觉得孤单。所以在这里的话 alone 是人单独一个。当他们单独的时候呢，往往孩子可能会觉得有点害怕。
That's right. For example, you could be lonely at a party. There are a lot of people, but you don't really feel with that group. That's a different word. That's a good point, Anthony. Let's look at our next sentence. The soft comfort object helps provide a feeling of safety.
好，接下来这句话就说了 The soft comfort object 这个柔软的这种安全感小物呢 helps provide a feeling of safety. A feeling of safety 就是安全感，它能提供给你一种心理上的安全感。
That's right. It doesn't provide safety. It doesn't protect the kid. They just feel safe, which is important.It is similar to how they feel safe when they are with their parents.
就像怎么的感觉呢 It is similar to something 就是与什么东西很相似。好 It's similar to how they feel safe when they are with their parents 就像这个小朋友跟爸妈在一起的时候他觉得很安心很安全一样。好，有这样子的安全感小物，它有一个取代的效果。
So probably the question you're thinking is, do kids in all cultures use comfort objects?
好，你可能会想说，那是不是所有的文化中的这个孩子们，他们都会需要这种安全感小物呢？你可能会这样想。
No, well, babies in Western countries use comfort objects more than babies in most Asian countries. So, for example, 50% of American babies have a comfort object, but only 20% of children in Korea have one.
OK, 所以老师在去做比较，事实上呢，这个不同文化里头的孩子对于安全感小物的需求程度也不一样。比方说在美国的话呢，好，它大概有 50%， 有一半的小朋友都会有他们所谓的安全感小物。可是呢，在韩国的话呢，大概只有 20% 的小朋友会有这种安全感小物。
In cities in Italy, 30% of kids use comfort objects, but in the countryside, only 5% of kids use comfort objects.OK,
而且这个安全感小物还有城乡差距哦。比方说在意大利好了，如果说今天在意大利里面差不多 30% 的小朋友呢，他们会使用这样子的安全感小物。但是如果说针对于小朋友是住在乡下的，那只有 5% 会有安全感小物这样的一个习惯。
So it seems like 好像是 kids that have moms that work more or moms that have to leave the house more, those children need comfort objects more because mom can't be close, so the kid needs something to help them feel safe.
所以最后的结论是这样，也许是因为呢，也许这个小朋友在成长过程中，如果妈妈常常必须要工作，不在他们身边的话，他们对于安全感小物的需求就会比较高，这样的感觉。
Okay, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we have our final paragraph.Welcome back to Enjoy English School. It's February 9th, and we're on page 20 and 21. We're talking about our comfort objects. Let's finish up with our final paragraph. Losing a comfort object can be a big problem.
好，现在他告诉你这一段，他最开头就说了，弄丢这个安全感小物会是个大问题。
That's what we learned from Der Pig, right?
That's right, exactly.
So our next sentence says, it's difficult. It is difficult to replace a comfort object, even if the new pillow or toy looks exactly like the old one.
好，为什么难呢？是因为如果说今天你的安全感小物弄丢了，就算买一个完全外观相同的东西去取代，也许是这个枕头啦，也许是玩具啦，来取代它，没有用，无法取代的。哇，这真的很难呢。
This is because the child doesn't have an emotional connection with the replacement object.
那是因为什么呢？是因为这个小朋友呢，跟这个新的这个买来的这种替代物品没有任何情感上的连结，所以他觉得这不行，我要旧的，我要旧的。
Now we have replacement, J-W-M-E-N-T. We know it's a noun here. Actually, it's the adjective to object. 通常 M-E-N-T means it's a noun, and we can see the verb to replace in the third paragraph, 第二个句子。
没错，所以在这里的话 replace 这个字呢，我们刚刚前面有看到嘛，对不对？在后面加 M-E-N-T 就变成了名词 replacement， 就是替代物。
Let's continue. Researchers found that 25% of children do not want to have a copy of their favorite toy. They only want the original one.
好，所以在最后要告诉你说了，好，很多研究学者呢就发现到说，好 that 25% of children， 好，25%的1/4的这个小朋友呢 ，do not want to have a copy of their favorite toy， 根本不要那个同样的跟我喜欢的这个玩具一样的东西，不要替代品。They only want the original one. 我叫原本的那一个，多半会有这样的情况发生。
So this original one has a few ways to say this in English. We could call it the real McCoy or the real deal. Now, the real McCoy 就是大写 M, little c, 大写 C-O-Y.The real McCoy is a little bit old-fashioned, but it's something that everybody knows in America, even if we don't say it all the time. And it just means that this is the real one, it's special, and 另外一个都是
假的
fake。
没错，我们中文的话有类似的说法叫做本尊，然后其他都是分身那样的感觉。Yeah.
I didn't know that. All right, well, thank you, teacher. Well, with that, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we got vocab review. All right, friends, let's look at our vocab review for our February 9th article called Comfort Objects. Our first word today is a noun, and it's comfort.
Comfort, 好，就是这种安全的、舒服的感觉。
Number 2, stuffed.
Stuffed, 啊，这边的话是指填充玩具的那个，这个 ed 的话是形容词哦。
That's right, and the ed is t. Number 3, security.Security
就是这边的话指的是安全感的意思。
Security. That's a hard word to say. Number 4, to shift from A to B.
To shift from A to B 就是从 A 转变到 B。好，这个 shift 就是指 change 转变的意思。
Number 5, to be dependent on somebody or something, and we can be independent from.Yeah,
没错，在这里的话你用到 dependent 跟 independent， 所以 dependent 就是依靠依赖， independent 就是独立。我们会讲 be dependent on something， 但是如果是用 independent 的话，我们会说 be independent from something.
Super good point. Number 6, to be similar to somebody or something.
意思就是指与什么东西相似。
It's like something. Number 7, emotional.
Emotional 就是指情绪上的。
And number 8, replacement.
Replacement 就是替代物。
Now, that's it for today. But when we come back, we got day 2 of our Comfort Objects article. And, well, boy, I really like thinking about these old, fuzzy, warm memories. And I hope you do too. For Enjoy English School, I am Chris Gorski.
I'm Antony.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.